You know that viral video that was going around with Kevin Durant's ashy ankles? You know, I guess he was firing back at his, at the mockery, at the mocking of him, as he usually does. You know, I hear people say he's the most sensitive superstar in history. I don't know, I can't really grade that, but Charles Barkley said it some years ago. And Charles Barkley's beloved. The whole thing is, because back in the day I heard Charles Barkley say basically that he's not their role model. A person's parents, children's parents are. But we don't have to be the main role model. The main role model typically are the dominant people in our lives day to day, or who hold authority over our lives, in some way, shape or form, where politics and religion is concerned, or the community you live in. So that was just kind of funny to me, of someone that is so wealthy or so rich. People say a lot of things and it's kind of on the surface a lot of times. There's not much depth to it, but then people kind of make a big deal out of it. I mean, because Kevin Durant is a great basketball player, a world champion, that doesn't mean he's not going to say shallow things. But nevertheless, we are all role models in some way, shape or form to some degree. If there's such a word as we are mimicable, So that is a mistake. But yeah, in this time, most democratic countries have this thing where they speak of freedom of speech, and they constitutionalize many different freedoms. But what I've been noticing is like, we live in a world that is not as real as we think it is, or these rules or laws or whatever it may be, it's not totally and absolutely applicable for some reason. Like right now with this whole pandemic thing, it's like you can't really speak out because somehow the authorities that be could somehow, either silence us or chastise us, castigate us, whatever the case may be. And that is how I come to know that. That is how I came to realize that, yeah, our freedoms are being taken away. I was thinking the other day, is it possible that people in the past were oppressed and enslaved, but didn't really know that they were? They thought that maybe this was the norm. And as time goes on, it is, modified in some way. But I feel like that is what's happening. What's going on with the pandemic is telling me that we are enslaved. Because if you can't even speak about something, what level of freedom do we really have? People can't mention the word vaccine. They have to make up these words for a jab. And it's like putting a veil, or they're hiding behind something. And I don't think we can overcome by hiding. If you can't you can't even just say words. Yes, I know words are powerful, you know. But if you can't say vaccine, or if you can't say that, no, I don't believe in the vaccine, I don't want to take it. For instance, there are people out there who have, nobody's perfect in terms of their eating habits, but there are people who have abstained from certain things to rely upon their natural ability to heal. That is actually science, but it's not regarded for some reason. You know, it's like you don't have the freedom of choice to say no, for people to accept it, and for you to go along with your life. How sad is that? How sad is it that you villainize people for using their own minds? But in society, you want people to be, you know, educated, ingenuitive, so that society can function a particular way, you know, on a particular level or standard. But then when people use their own intelligence to say, you know, this is what's right for me, and I'm making these assessments, not selfishly, because maybe if people thought this way also, maybe it would actually be better. But you always have somebody in the background telling you what is right from wrong, as if we have no ability to know right from wrong. Yes, we know that this virus has killed many, but then so does high blood pressure, you know, heart disease, all type of organ failure because of the foods we eat. But you never see them take a step in the direction of correcting these things. And that lets me know that they don't care as much as they say, and they don't believe in the science as much as they say. They're in fear of their own demise. But then again, maybe not. Maybe they know that this thing was constructed because all countries are capitalist, and you have to create a market. If you're not making enough money, you have to somehow develop something that can pull in money, because we're governed by money, you know. But this level of slavery, a type of passive-aggressive slavery, outside of the murder that happens. Go that way. Outside of the murder of innocent people by authorities and so on and so forth, this is what we have to deal with. So yeah, so we live in this world of all these stipulations and rules and regulations, and some people get away with murder, you know, just because they have the lobbies behind them, or because of who they know, and you know how brutal they are, you know. So there's a lot of fear, and there are a lot of confident people out there, but when you really check it, look at how subjected we are, that a man can't even open his mouth and speak, you know. So these authorities out there, they feel like you're not intelligent enough to make your own decisions. They feel like they have the inside scoop on everything, and they have to tell you how to live, what decisions to make, and if you don't do it, they make you pay the price. But on the flip side, they get their heaven right here on earth. This is why the colored tribes have to be wise, not fuss and fight over small things. It's like you're wasting time. In this time, it's not about being hard, you know. We have to rebel against slavery and oppression. That's the main thing, you know. If you're alive, that means you're supposed to be trying to preserve life. That is the main thing. So, with this pandemic, pandemic, vaccine, I will never forget when a white man said to the world, it is not about freedom or choice. I will never forget those words, and I'll probably say that many times just to remind you. If a white man tell you that, well, when I heard that, the first thing that came to my mind is, look at this white devil. That's the first thing that came to my mind. Listen to this white devil telling me, an original man, it is not about choice. It is not about freedom. You see, when it was slave, it was not about choice or freedom. When Europe robbed and raped Africa, it was not about choice. It was not about freedom. When America murdered all the natives here, all the colored tribes, it was not about freedom. It was not about choice. It has never been. But he blatantly said so. And remember, that same white devil said, if you don't vote Democratic, you're not black. So that is the extent to which they will go to let you know that you're not worth a damn thing. See, a lot of people, they go about their life every day, don't even speak on it. And then when it really come down hard, then they decide to say something. But when it's ongoing, it don't seem like a lot of pressure. It don't seem like it. You keep it all inside and act like, oh, why are you talking about that? You can't make a difference. And this is exactly why we have gone through what we have gone through for centuries, and why we will continue to go through these kind of vibes. Because you can't say anything, you can't do anything. And that is for the weak ones out there, that's going about their life thinking that your everyday job can save you. The little crumbs that we get, So, and nobody can say, oh, well, if you don't like it, we'll go somewhere else. Well, where do you go? They're all friends, all these authorities, all these leaders around the world. That's all they do, is subject people. It is all about control and money. Generation come, generation go, and we can't just live a happy life. And then you see certain sections of society have more rights than you. A man want to tell you, I am a woman, so call me a woman. It's a good thing those things never come in my direction. It's a good thing. I really don't have a problem with people doing what they do, but you can't come and ask me certain questions. You see how I look? That alone should steer you away. Stay away. I don't deal with y'all. Stay away. Do what you want to do, yes, but don't bring it my way. See what I'm saying? So that's all we live amongst. Control, deception, greed. They want to make their wrongs right, and they want to be wrong and strong. And you can't say nothing about it. Yeah, that's what we live under. Look at history. Look at all the families destroyed. Huh? Yeah, we must remember those families destroyed and dispersed. A great many of us are related in the past, but then we are married to each other, we have children with each other. That's what they wanted to do to us, because we're just animals to them. That is all we are, animals. So I will let this thing play out. People, y'all do what y'all want to do. But I know, nowhere on this planet can a man tell me to do what I don't think is right for myself. You understand? Y'all created this thing, so y'all can't say shit to me. You all created it. And if I had 1 million followers, I'd say the same thing. Y'all have to come and kill me. Y'all can't ever change my mind. I see how your justice system works. It's all about money. It's not about rights and justice and law. It's about money for a certain section of society and for those who kiss y'all ass. But I will never do that. And I know we have a lot of sellouts, you know, a lot of baby mothers dragging black men to these systems for money. And at the end of the day, we're flesh and blood. And all these things won't even matter in the next few years. But y'all choose that. You know, some people want to act funny to you, weird to you, and still want you to bow your head and conform to their ideas, because you don't have any ideas for yourself. So yeah, back to role models. We're all role models in some way, shape or form. We're not perfect. You know what I'm saying? So instead of being sensitive for nothing, be sensitive for something. Be emotional and passionate about something, not the things that's really meaningless. You know, I see a lot of conspiracy theories being formulated. There's no conspiracy. Everything is what it is, and it's right in your face, so you can't ever call it no conspiracy. It's real, right in your face, up front. You know what it is. You know, so just be truthful with yourself. What you're seeing is what you're seeing. There's no lie there. What we're experiencing is what we're experiencing. And what we're experienced in. So there's just no change, there's no nothing. Y'all in so much fear of what? Y'all don't want to die to go see a Jesus? Huh? Or your God? It's a good thing my God is not just in a book. Caged. Y'all believe in all these things and y'all don't want to see it through. And then want to mess up other people's lives. And no, I'm not the angry black man. I'm just the observant man. That is all. That is all. So yeah, do as you may, but once it's happening, people can speak on it, and you can't feel funny about that. And my choice is my choice. My mind, my choice. My body, my choice. My outlook, my choice. You stop oppressing and enslaving people. And directly for your president, who said, if you don't vote Democrat, you're not black. I would say this to him. You are the typical white that is oppressed for many generations. So I would never say that you're not white, you're white. You are the quintessential. And you can't fool me. And you can't fool anybody like me. And people act like they're afraid to speak up and say things to you people. It's shameful. That is what freedom of choice is. Y'all praise y'all forefathers. So if your forefathers say freedom of choice, it wasn't for black people, it was just for white people. That's who it was for a particular group. Well, that's where you fucked up. Don't hate a man for standing up and knowing what he knows. Because y'all are flesh and blood too. And just like how you feel deeply that whatever you're doing or saying is right, I feel the same way. Your right can't be more right than mine. You can't know right from wrong more than I do. Your justice system is in chaos. Y'all have enslaved and robbed people of their lives for generations. So you can't come to me and act morally correct and politically correct. Y'all are liars and thieves. Stop hiding it. Be truthful. Be truthful like the blatant racists out there and say, look, we hate you people. We hate your guts because of how God created you. Just tell us, because I already know that. But for some people out there who want to be all-inclusive and want to rub shoulders and act like these things don't exist, be truthful to them. It don't seem like they're suffering, but I know they're suffering deep inside. Because there's always that question mark deep inside of them. They want to be loved by you. I don't give a damn if nobody loves me. Anybody who know me, know I move by myself. I may move with some people doing certain things every once in a blue. And that is not to say that is a great thing. But I see how trauma, how people are so affected by the dirtiness that they've been through. And how they lay it on you. That I decide, you know what, it's best to stay away from that. My middle name is Solo. I don't need to, it's not about all that. Because people, they want you to go in their direction. But when it's time for them to go in the opposite direction, they don't want to do that for you. But they want you to follow them. As if somehow they have greater ideas or intelligence than you. People have to start believing in themselves. Stop believing in what these media is saying and these whoever out there with so-called authority and intelligence and degrees and all these things. You'll have to wisen up, man. It's shameful. So to these so-called men who saying they're not role models, I know we're not perfect. We say things sometimes that is not accurate, but or maybe you want to get a rise because you have a certain platform or a lot of people see you and you want to sit back and laugh and say, oh, look at how I have them in disarray. So that is the sum of all the riches you have acquired. That is the sum of it. No, you can do different things, man. You don't want that responsibility. But you want all the fruits of that and all the benefits of being who you are and being where you are and having the wealth that you have. But you don't want to take full responsibility. Even if you can't save everybody or help everybody, still, you're in a much more secure place because we live, as I say, we live in a world of finance, capitalism. The stress of not having money is already plaguing us, but you have so much of it, but then you sound like just a common man. Oh dear, that's struggling. That is an oxymoron, it's oxymoronish. Or maybe not, maybe it's true. Maybe money can't really save us, money can't make us more intelligent or more peaceful. But then look at how we have to struggle and fight for it every day. Just so that you're not a dog in the street begging on a crossroad somewhere for somebody to shit on you and tell you no. Every single time. And then when you go out and try to do better, nobody can really help you. Because of whatever. Most dominantly maybe your skin color or your hair texture. Or the God that you recognize. But anyway, maybe I'm rambling at this point. Blessed, love and honor.